Hey guys, it's Sandy. I had a wake up call this last weekend, and you might need one too. And that's why you maybe are here listening to this video, because for all the different videos I've done about being prepared, I was not prepared, and you might not be also. So, what happened is we lost power. We lost our electric on Saturday, and it's cold in Ohio now. It may or may not be where you live, but you can lose electric at any time, regardless of if it's cold or not. It actually had nothing to do with the cold. I'm still not sure what it was, maybe a wreck or a transformer station or something. But we got alerts on our phone that said it'll be out for 3 hours. Well, when it's really cold outside, in 3 hours, it can get pretty cold in your house also. This is the thing. I didn't know where some things were. I actually forgot how to use some things, and I just wasn't ready at all. So the wake up call to me was, oh, it's wintertime and you live in Ohio. You better make sure that your stuff is charged, that your stuff works, and that you know where things are. And maybe if you haven't used them for a while, you need to get it out and use it so that you are ready. Because when the electric goes out, you aren't going to have any time to get on YouTube and look at a video to see how to use something, or you're not going to have any time to think, now, what did I do with that? And to go looking around to see where you put something. You guys, do it now, regardless of where you live in the country, whether you live where it's cold going into the winter, or you live somewhere warm, but knowing that electric can still go out at any time. But it sure does feel good just to have things that if I needed it, we're okay. All right, you guys, I want you to share in the comments, please. Where are you at on the same journey? Where are you are you prepared? Wherever you live in your climate, are you prepared for winter? So what are some basic things? First of all, what we were doing on that Saturday was, we live in Ohio. We're big Ohio State Buckeye fans, and the big rivalry game was on at 12:30 that day, which is Ohio State and Michigan. And a little panic that, oh no, we're not going to be able to watch it because our electric's out. So that is, like nothing on the scale of what's really important, but it was important for us that day. So what were we going to do? Well, I have these EcoFlows, which is a generator that you basically use inside your house. They are great. You can see them here. One of them is actually the generator. The other one is a battery power pack on there. So we kind of started thinking, well, we could always hook these up to the TV, knowing that this was going to be a short power supply problem. We could hook these up to the TV and be able to get electric and at least be able to watch the game. But we got it out, and I couldn't remember how to use them. Now, they were fully charged. That was not a problem, but I just couldn't remember. We plugged in the TV, plugged in the router thing, the things that we needed, and it didn't work. And I was just like, oh, there's something I'm missing. I can't remember how to do this. Well, what if it was actually an important thing as far as electric going out? And I had forgotten how to use it because I had not used it in so long that I didn't need to remember, except for I do, because we have to remember this stuff. So then I thought, well, what else am I not ready for? I know where candles are and matches. Okay, I've got that. But this is a major one. I have shown this to you so many times, you guys, and I had to think, where did I put that at also? This is the portable stove that you can actually cook on. Oh my goodness, it's so important to have one of these. Get on Amazon. I'll put a link below. Get yourself a cooking stove. I'll also link videos where you can watch how to actually use them, but you've got to know where it is. And then you have to remind yourself how to use it so that you can actually use it. I've never had to use it, which is wonderful, but I have tested it and I've tried it. The other thing I needed to make sure of where it was is, where is the fuel to be able to use this? Well, here's the fuel. So going back to the EcoFlow for a minute, it is a solar powered generator. You can also power it in the wall, but that's if you have electric. But otherwise, it's a solar powered generator. Well, Do I remember how to hook those solar panels up? Even in the wintertime in Ohio, I need to know how to do that because there are days it takes a lot longer. You know, the solar would, if you live someplace warm where you get a lot of sun, you're set. But I need to remind myself, how do I do that? Rather than it gets to a time when I need it and I don't remember how. Remember how to do this also. Get it out, look at it, open it up. Remember how to put the fuel in. Remember how to turn it on so that you have a way of cooking if your electric goes out. Just don't wait though. Don't wonder where you put something and don't wait to think, and how do you use that again? Listen, it's so important to know these things, you guys. That's why I'm doing this video. You have to also make sure that you are ready. Not that you just have stuff, whether you've got blankets or candles, or you got to have a light source, got to have a heat source, got to have a light source, and some kind of energy source if you can. That's something. And then of course you got to have food. I'll tell you, one of the easiest things you can do is for some things that are super easy to eat are these chunky soups. You can get them out, open them up, put them on your little camp stove, and then you've got something that is going to fill up your belly and be hot. And let me tell you that if you can heat water, then you are going to be so much better off because you can have a hot drink that way and be able to heat yourself from the inside. You can wash your hands, your face, and just have that warm water. You can heat up soup. This right here, I think, is just an absolute survival item that everybody should have in their homes. But again, you got to remember where the fuel is and you have to remember how to use it. Along with candles that are a must, I have these lanterns, which I really like also. But again, I was like, are they charged? Because I'm not really sure. So I hit all the buttons and they all came on. But I thought they look a little bit weak in power. So I plugged them in. And guess what? A few of them actually took a couple hours to charge because they were that low in charge. So even though they're working, it wasn't going to work for a long time. I needed to do my due diligence and get these out and get them charged again. This is just how you can hang it up, and a cord. I just keep the cord on there so I have the charging cord really close by. But you can see, again, they're just solar. You can lay them out, get some kind of solar on there to be able to charge themselves, or you can charge them at the charging station. Something else, do you have your phones charged, or do you have a battery backup pack? You can pull out your power bank and be able to charge your phone or charge even a really small appliance of some kind. These I actually keep in my car. This is an old one. This is a newer one that I got. But I keep them in my car because what if you broke down and you need to be able to charge your phone? You are stuck someplace or you just need to be able to have your phone charged. These are really important to have in your car. I went out the day that we lost power, got it out of my car because my phone was not charged, and I plugged my phone in and got it charged while I was waiting for the power to come back on. Now, again, we were only out for 3 hours. I'm not talking about a long time, but what if you're out for 24 hours? Your house will get so cold in that amount of time, and you have to have some kind of a plan in place. This was a really good wake-up call for me, for real. Here's something else, a lantern. These are wonderful because they burn for a long time. They're a contained flame as opposed to a candle. Candles can be scary, and there are so many house fires due to candles. But if that's all you have, use a candle. But these are great lanterns. Again, got it on Amazon. But this is what I thought. I thought, I actually do remember where the lanterns were. And I know where they were. I knew where the lanterns were and know where the fuel source is also. But do I remember how to use it? So I looked at it and I was like, oh, you know what? I do not remember at all. I have wick, but how do I even put that wick in? I can't remember how to do that. Now, I did look at it, and whenever I took it up, I was like, oh, okay, I do have wick in there. So I did that at some point and started it. But my point is, I don't remember how to put the wick in. And if I do not have power, I can't get on YouTube and watch a video. So I need to teach myself again, remind myself, how do I put a wick in here? How do I change the wick? I've got small wick for this one. I've got a wider wick for another lantern that I have. I need to remind myself how to do this. I can't wait until there's no electric and then figure it out. And you cannot either. We can't wait until we don't have power, because it can happen to any of us at any time. You need to have your house in order. So what do you need to do to make sure that we're going into wintertime? Not only do you have preparedness stuff, do you remember how to use it, where it is, and are you ready? Is it at an easy place that you can get to it? Because what if your electric goes off at night and it's dark outside and then it's like pitch black in your house? Will it be easy for you to get to a light source? Do you know exactly where it'll be? Will it be easy for you to get heat of some kind, more heat going and stuff? These are really important things that you have to think about, and I want you to think about it now. I took this as I was like, thank you, Lord, that you gave me this quick wake up call again, so I can go back and remember how to do this and have my stuff ready just in case. Because guess what? Haven't had to use any of it, but it sure does feel good just to have things that if I needed it, we're okay. All right, you guys, I want you to share in the comments, please. Where are you at on the same journey? Where are you are you prepared? Wherever you live in your climate, are you prepared for winter? That's all I have for now. Until next time, I'm out.